Good morning. I'm glad you are here on time. So first, I would like to have your brief introduction about yourself.
Okay, first of all, thank you, Principal Tai, for providing me this opportunity to having this interview. I'm Tommy Chen, and I'm a Bachelor of Arts in English. I studied second language acquisition, children English, and linguistics. And I also have some experience in teaching. Moreover, I'm a teaching assistant in Chinese Cultural University for 2 semesters, which provide me the understanding of how a teacher should prepare for teaching students in English and simultaneously to enhance their first skill abilities.
Okay, so you seem you prepare very well for this job interview. You mentioned that you have taken the ESL course and children English course and linguistics. You focus on these 3 subjects. So, what makes me feel interested most is most of people, even me, thought linguistics is a boring, abstract, or it is a kind of hard subject to deal. I'm sorry if it is offensive, but I'm curious that are you going to use this knowledge to apply to the students in the animal school?
Okay, so first of all, it's not offensive at all. And just like you said, practically speaking, we don't, unless you're a researcher or a professor in this kind of study, otherwise we don't apply this kind of linguistic knowledge in our daily life. But little do people know that children around age 5 to 6 is the most critical period for them to acquire the accents without the influence of their mother tongue. So through the study of the linguistic, I think it provides me the understanding of helping them to acquire the accents as similar as the first language users.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that you have taken the EFL course and the children English teaching. So now, if you were hired, what kind of method or what kind of approach are you going to teach elementary school students in grade 5 or grade 6?
According to the situation, so students in these 2 grades are about 12 years old, and they are starting to have the abstract concept of some grammatical rules and some complicated mathematical formulas. So the method that I would like to use might be the audiolingual approach, which contains a lot of drills and repetition, which allows them to have the inductive grammar learning. Also, through the drills, I can provide them new and useful vocabulary and phrases daily. Moreover, this kind of approach emphasizes on speaking skills as well. So whenever there is an error occurs during their speaking, I can correct their pronunciation immediately.
So I also learned that you have the teaching experience when you are a sophomore from your resume. So experience is the food of our soul. It helps us to make decisions when we're confused. So I've heard lots of experience from my mentor and my seniors. And, when I was at your age, I was not as lucky as you have the kind of experience in teaching. In like 19, I get my first job. I have my teaching experience when I graduate from the Northern University. So that it is like 22, and at the time I was ambitious, and I'd like the children, the students perform very well in their academics. So I'm very strict in teaching them, like exam them every day because at the time students are they are quiet, but they do not pay attention on what the teacher write on the blackboards, what the teacher said on in the courses. So I exam them every day exactly, like in the morning, afternoon, or even after school. And this strict, I've been an elementary school student teacher for like 30 years, and I've been a principal for 7 years now. So 37 years is not a quite short period. So I'm wondering that this kind of strict method in teaching students is out of style or no?
You're too modest. Well, actually, your teaching style is not out of style at all. And well, most schools and cram schools apply this kind of methods today. But well, in my own vision, students nowadays are under the pressure of in this competitive society. So I think if the teacher teach in a much rewarding way, I think the student will get much more focus and attention on what the teacher is saying or the context that the teacher provides. The following is one of my experience that I want to share. Well, I teach in the Mount Yangming Elementary School for one semester when I was a sophomore. The student I tutored is a grade 6 student, and to my surprise, he can't recognize the 26.
Really?
Yeah, he can't recognize the 26 alphabets, and not to mention to match the capitalized letters to the lowercase letters. So the first day I attend to the class, I told him I just teach him the simple alphabets and some simple letters. But after the class, I told him that I'll give him reward the next week. I attend to class if he have achieved the simple exam that I wrote. So after a week, I gave him the exam and he achieved it. And I gave him some compliments and the rewards. Through the encouragement, I think that he had the sense of the accomplishment because he did not just because I think that he had learned something during that class, not just wasting his life in those 2 periods.
Oh, good to hear that.
So the method that I provide, the rewarding way, is got immediate improvements. My promises becomes
motivation.
Oh yeah, the promises becomes the motivation for him to recollect all the things that I've taught. So gradually his English performance progress from alphabets to phrases, to letters, from letters to phrases, from phrases to sentences, and his errors decreased week by week. So the students and I were pretty touched when the results turns out in the end of the semesters, and it was quite an unforgettable experience.
Yeah, that's quite an unforgettable experience. My next question is, why you choose to be a teacher or as a teacher? Because lots of English major graduates, they choose the job to be like flight attendant, receptives, or even like editor or writers or like music composers. And is it being a teacher a dream of you or?
So since I've lived in Taiwan for about 20 years, and I just realized that most people in Taiwan learned English since kindergarten or elementary school. But even though they're graduate from college or university, they still didn't have the ability or courage to encounter an English foreigners, just not even a small talks or just some daily conversations. So they can't actually apply English language very well. And second of all is that parents care their children's English ability since they're born, and people pay taxes, and the Ministry of Education also pay a lot of attention and funds in English education and teaching, but it turns out to be nothing. This phenomena to me is quite pathetic, and it's quite a pity. Well, as far as you can know, that English nowadays has been an international language, which is an ability that one cannot lack. So, well, although there are a lot of high offering salaries and perks outside world, I think becoming a teacher is the way that I want to contribute this society.
Wow, that's such ambitious. I think this is the end of this interview. Thanks for coming. We'll let the Human Resource Department let you know in the near future. So thanks for your coming. Okay.